And when you have a guy like Freddie Freeman in your organization, it calms everybody else down. That's why you can have a Ronald Acuna Jr. and you know, all the other guys sort of fall into place, because he settles everything in the middle of that lineup. And we saw tonight, when they need it the most, he ambushed a guy. He knows exactly what's coming out his hands, and hits the homer.
Braves celebrating their first playoff win since Game 2 of the 2013 NLDS. And they will play Game 4 Monday against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, check out the Brewers celebration after their win Sunday, presented by Budweiser.
This is something you should already know. I said it already before. No matter what you say or do, I'll always win. I don't think you're hearing me.
One out left. Ian Desmond trying to keep the 2018 season alive.
And Desmond is the last guy between the Brewers and a sweep. He lifts one into right. Kane and Broxton, it'll be
The Milwaukee Brewers have won this divisional series against the Rockies.
A losing bench looking out there saying, man, that's what it feels like, and we want to feel that someday. Not this year for the Rockies.
I think there was a little bit of pressing going on, all week. These were games that were high intensity and a lot on the line. I think there were some guys trying a little bit too hard, which is a natural occurrence. But over time, these Rocky teams move forward. We'll become more accustomed to these types of games.
It is what it is. I don't know what to say. I mean, I get booed. Obviously I probably wasn't doing something right. So it comes with the territory. It's October. Got to do something, and we weren't able to. There was no nerves. There was no anything. Just it wasn't meant to be.
I knew Marquez was the guy for today. I was super excited for him to do it. Hoping to give me a chance to throw tomorrow. Unfortunately, weren't able to get a win out of it, but stinks a little bit that wasn't able to pitch here at home in the CS, playoff baseball in Denver.
Definitely a bitter pill, especially as you saw there, Kyle Freeland not pitching in this series. This was the tweet from the Rockies' Twitter handle. Back-to-back Rocktober appearances for the first time in club history. Countless special moments and performances, but none of it matters right now. This hurts. Well said. Time now for Doosan winning together. And the Milwaukee Brewers bullpen, it was as good as advertised in this series. Opponents, look at this, 8 for 53. That's a 151 average in 15 1/3 innings. The Rockies mustered 8 hits, scored 2 runs, and again, Milwaukee pitching holding the Rockies scoreless in 27 of the 28 innings in this series. When we come back here on MLB Tonight, the Astros want to do what the Brewers did on Sunday, close out their series with a sweep. We'll look ahead to Astros-Indians Game 3 when we come back.
Winning Together is presented by Doosan, official partner of Major League Baseball. Rules.
That makes it a one-run game as DeRosa comes through in the pitch. The Tigers have a chance thanks to their hottest hitter, Sean Casey. Pena, boy, has he been good in the postseason.
Welcome back to MLB Tonight, presented by Evan Williams Bourbon.
Se prepara el pitcher, Walker Buehler. 3-1, hay 2 outs. Lanzamiento, sale batazo, fuerte, profundo, al izquierdo. La bola se va, se va, se va, se va. ¡Se fue!
I want that call every time I walk into the studio. I want
he
that
push
call.
play, I'm telling you.
All right, here's the slate for Monday. 3 games, Dodgers and Braves back at it. Red Sox and Yankees, Game 3, TBS, Monday, 7:30 Eastern. First game of the day, Cleveland trying to stave off elimination against the Astros, 1:30 Eastern on TBS. Here's Heidi Watney with your ALDS report from Cleveland, presented by T-Mobile.
Well, Robert, with the Astros up 2-0, the series shifts here to Cleveland for Game 3 on Monday. What could be the final game of the Indians season if the offense can't get something going. One thing the Indians do have going for them, though, is that Mike Clevenger takes the mound, and he's been one of the best pitchers in the game over the last couple of months. 6-1 with an ERA under 2 over his last 10 starts, and he had the advantage of being able to watch the first 2 games of this series, and he said he picked up on a couple of things with these Astros hitters.
Something that's kind of eye-opening is how often they capitalize on mistake pitches. And you don't see a lineup top to bottom really be able to do that every time you make a mistake. So I think really honing in on, 2-strike pitches and really paying attention to how you're setting them up, I think is going to be a big key.
The Indians know their backs are against the wall, but they also know one big win can change the momentum of the series, something they experienced last year with the Yankees rallying from a 2-0 hole to knock the Tribe out of the postseason. Terry Francona said the Indians will make a few lineup changes with the lefty Dallas Keuchel on the mound, as will the Astros. A.J. Hinch told me that the veteran Brian McCann will catch Keuchel. McCann has caught 4 of Keuchel's last 6 starts this season. Robert?
All right, Heidi, thanks. Take a look at Dallas Keuchel, Mike Clevenger. That is the pitching matchup and what they have done in the 2018 season. Clevenger, 0-2, ERA over 6. In 2 starts against the Astros this season, and in 2 starts against Cleveland, Dallas Keuchel 0-1, ERA of close to 5 at 4.91. Dave, let me start with you. What are you expecting on Monday from both of these pitchers?
I like Keuchel. He's been throwing the ball extremely well in his last 17 starts. His ERA is just 3.25. But right now, the Houston Astros have just got everything working. Everything. We're talking about their starting pitching. We're talking about their bullpen, and their offense has just been explosive. Ever since all of those guys came off the DL, the month of September, these guys were playing as good a baseball as we have seen them play in the last 2 years. Not just this year, but the last 2 years. So I just don't know what's going to stop them. I don't think the Cleveland Indians are going to be able to hold them back.
Well, for me, on the flip side with Mike Clevenger, I think the importance for him is to figure out what happened in those 2 starts as far as mistakes happening, because the stuff is there. He has a funky delivery, obviously. I think his secondary stuff is really good. His fastball is a tick up than it was in the past, and all those things work in his favor. But the Astros make you work. So if your secondary stuff is good, you're going to have to make it look like a strike out your hand to get them to sort of chase a little bit and sort of get a good flow for yourself, because the stuff is there.
Yeah.
And don't worry about the length of the game. Worry about inning by inning and knowing that you have a bullpen down there. Look, it might be banged up a little bit from guys that you trust in the past, but you got a guy that Trevor Bauer that can get it done.
Real quick, how do you think Francona uses Andrew Miller moving forward?
That's a tough question. I mean, obviously he's been great in the past, but the stuff is not there. You see, and I go by the mannerisms, I go by the facial expressions, and the other day it didn't look good, and the stuff is not the same as what we've seen in the past.
All hands on deck. Everybody's got to be available and ready to reach down deep to get it done.
Astros looking for their first back-to-back appearances in the League Championship Series since 2004 and 2005. Of course, that is when they were in the National League. When we come back, the Red Sox have named their starters for Game 3 and 4. We'll discuss. You're watching MLB Tonight.
ALDS Report is presented by T-Mobile. Whether you're home or away, T-Mobile has you covered.
Welcome back to MLB Tonight, presented by Evan Williams Bourbon.
Game 1 of the National League Division Series.
Blackman back at the track. 2-0 Milwaukee.
Dodgers with a base hit into right field to win Game 1. It's over for a ground rule double. Brewers take a 1-0 lead.
The Brewers have taken games 1 and 2. Deep left. 2-0 Milwaukee. Another celebration for the crew.
It means the world to me. It means the world to everybody here.
干你还鸡掰耶！怎么鬼跑成这样 ？What the hell？ Fuck a bitch, man, right?
The grounds crew said he almost peed himself. How were you guys in the dugout and on the field?
Oh man, this is awesome. This is what it's all about. You work 7 months to get into the playoffs, and the crowd tonight was absolutely unbelievable, and we were able to give them a show tonight.
It seems fitting, though, in the first playoff game in this park, it is you who has the game-winning, season-saving moment. What does it mean to have experienced that?
Man, it feels good. It really does. It's all. We got to tip of the cap to Ronald too, getting us going there. We had trouble scoring runs the first couple games, and that second inning was huge for us. And then we were able to get one in that 6th inning. That was big.
The last one for you. You talked about finally scoring a run. Was a weight lifted off your shoulders when you finally did it?
It was such a relief. And the funny thing is, our starting pitcher got the walk and that RBI. You know, that kind of just put the cherry on top for our first couple of games. But Ronald with a huge at bat. Being able to settle down and get that 3-1 pitch and hit it out, that was big for us.
Freddie, thanks for the time. We'll see you tomorrow.
I appreciate it.
Between Freeman and Inciarte, the teeth game in Atlanta, very strong. Hey, final strike time. When we come back, you're watching MLB Tonight.
Winning Together is presented by Doosan, official partner of Major League Baseball. MLB Tonight is presented by Evan Williams Bourbon, proud sponsor of the 2018 MLB World Series, presented by YouTube TV. Evan Williams, bourbon done right.
Go get it. Go get it! Teddy, thank you, brother. Hey, bless you. Yeah!
You've been a part of a lot of handshake lines, Eric, in your long career. What was special about this one?
That everybody contributed. Everybody that came out there, from the video guys to the manager to the pitching coach to the MVP to Arcia hitting the home run in the ninth inning there. It's so much fun to be a part of it, really is.
So in Eastern PA tomorrow morning, the headline's going to say Telford native Erik Kratz has 3 hits. Brewers go on to the NLCS. What are your buddies going to say over their morning coffee when they read that?
Probably, what is that nasty facial hair on your face? You look fat on TV, and that they're proud of me.
16 years ago, you began in Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada. How do you describe the journey from there to this moment?
I never gave up. There was times that were tough, but it's something that is an incredible opportunity to get drafted and play in Medicine Hat. Nobody wants to go there. Everybody wants to be here. But I've been blessed every day, day by day, to be in the situation that I'm in.
It's been an honor to cover this story, Eric. Thanks so much.
Thank you, John.
All right, so the Milwaukee Brewers moving on to the League Championship Series for the 3rd time in their history. What a story there, Erik Kratz. And you mentioned earlier the perseverance.
Yeah, it's a story of perseverance. To me, he's the portrait of perseverance in this game. He didn't get to the big leagues till he was age 30. He made his major league debut. He stuck around. He fought through it. He's been with 10 organizations, 7 of them in the last 3 years. 7 in 3 years. You talk about moving around. Think of your family, picking them up, putting them down. He's 38 years old right now, comes up with 3 big knocks. Catches phenomenally. The last 3 games that he caught in the postseason, the opposing team only scored 1 run. I just tip my hat to Mr. Kratz. Congratulations. Enjoy every moment. Wow.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff as Milwaukee moves on. So my final strike or final thought, I want to leave you with this image here. With their season on the line, this was before the game, Ronald Acuna Jr. and Ozzie Albies. Acuna Jr. trying to put it, like Khabib had McGregor, right. Except Albies didn't tap like McGregor did. So
they look really nervous.
He started to, like, right there at the end. You see he's where he say, hey, man, look, it's all fun and games, but you're choking me out a little bit.
I can't breathe.
He's real strong.
Oh, he showed that strength with that Grand Slam home run.
What you got? You got anything, or is it me?
I think
is it on me?
He already gave you.
Well, you know what? Hey,
you're thinking
that final out of that
Wendy's
game right there.
Now, that's what you're thinking.
I'm thinking Wendy's, but I'm also thinking tomorrow I got one show on that final out of that Braves game. I think this is what happened. Look, let me show. Hey, look at that. I don't want no Wendy's. Well, look at that. Who ain't happy about tomorrow?
Me.
Oh,
yeah.
My bad.
I got 2.
Hey, my bad.
That's what excitement looks like.
Yo, man, I got to take care of this.
Oh,
hey, you
how
look
about
fun.
surf and turf at White Castle? You guys ever have
yummy.
that?
No.
I may have to try.
That's going to do it for this edition of MLB Tonight. There's a good chance that I will be on all day on Monday. You're welcome, America. Welcome to MLB Tonight, presented by Evan Williams Bourbon. Dave Valley, Cliff Floyd, I'm Robert Flores with you for the next hour. 2 series had the chance to come to an end on Sunday.
Yeah.
One is extended, another one, season's over for one team. Let's start in the National League Division Series between the Brewers and the Rockies. Rockies trying to avoid elimination in Game 3. It was chilly, Cliff. 46 degrees.
Look here.
Was Bill Ripken controlling the temperature out at Coors Field? Gracious. Herman Marquez.
Don't want those fastballs inside on a day like that.
But you know what, Dave? The Brewers strike first. Travis Shaw, grounder to second. Christian Yelich scores. Brewers take an early 1-0 lead. In the fourth, Jesus Aguilar. Here's his skipper on Saturday.
Aggie's going to hit a home run here in the playoffs, I promise.
High drive, deep left, 2-0 Milwaukee. His first hit in the postseason is a big-time home run. Eric Kratz hits one hard. Holiday will have to play it off the wall and hold him to a single.
Man, how about that Eric Kratz? Yeah. You hit it too hard.
No, I ran too slow.
Love to hear that. Home plate umpire Ted Barrett and Eric Kratz behind the scenes. Cliff, what do you think of Wade Miley?
He was outstanding, man. Ground ball after ground ball. I mean, he gave him everything and more today.
4 2/3 innings for Miley. 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, no runs. Look at Jesus Aguilar. Get on in there, Slim. Big punt. All right, Eric Kratz. One on. 6th inning. Eric Kratz. He went 5 for 8 in 2 starts in this series.
Run, baby, run.
He's completely out of breath.
That's just pure joy right there.
Right.
Okay, next batter, Curtis Granderson. Dave, I'll go to you first. What did you make of this?
I didn't think it was a balk. I don't think he was set on the mound. His ball had never really been in his right hand yet, but they called it, and a run scored.
I had no idea what was going on. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, the balk was called. Oberg was not happy with the call, obviously, and the Brewers take a 3-0 lead. Later in the at-bat, oh boy.
Yeah, this is not a good thing. Any catcher will tell you that ball gets through your legs, a run comes to score. It's an embarrassing thing.
That can't happen.
It just can't. Yeah.
Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. Joakim Soria. Part of that fleet of arms that come out of the bullpen for Milwaukee. Matt Holliday flies out. Easy inning, still 4-0. We move to the home half. Corbin Burns. He's a bit of a revelation, huh? He's been getting some big outs.
Huge outs. Fastball sitting 95, 96, and then that right there. See you later.
Orlando Arcia off Wade Davis.
Insurance run.
He's had some big moments. Had a 4-hit game last week. Big homer here, 5-0. Next batter, Keon Broxton.
How about this one? Right center field. He comes in for defense, but he adds a little bit of offense right here.
D has some pop. He's got to connect. He strikes out too much, but that right there, he was like, no, I'm gonna have some fun in this dugout today.
Oh, they're feeling themselves for sure.
Let the kids play.
Bottom of the 9th, here comes Josh Hader on to replace Jeremy Jeffress, who had allowed 2 base runners on, and Greg Counsell's not going to take any chances. Ian Desmond flies out to Low Kane, and that's it. The Brewers are moving on to the League Championship Series for the 3rd time in their 50-year history. And they do it at the expense of the Colorado Rockies, sweeping them 3 up, 3 down, and it's on to the LCS. Milwaukee pitching held the Rockies scoreless in 27 of 28 innings. Here's what Brewers skipper Craig Counsell had to say after his team stamped a ticket to the NLCS.
Well, you know, it's funny. We talked about it at mid-season. You know, I said we're a playoff team. We're not a World Series team yet. And I told him after in Chicago, I said this is a World Series team, and we've played like it. We've matured as a team. Our additions have helped in that regard. We've got
out matters, and you know, when I get up there and I get the opportunity to pitch on the mound, you know, I got to make sure that I give it all. You know, I don't want anything. I want it all left on the field, and you know, for me to be able to go out there and be able to pitch, you know, it's a wonderful feeling.
Cliff, let's talk about the Rockies just for a second. Their offense, it just
didn't show up.
Just did not show up, but give much credit to, I mean, that is a filthy, filthy bullpen that they had to face in the Brewers. But what happened offensively?
Well, you know what? I think the pressure started to build, and it got to the point where it snowballed, and they just had some some of the bats where they just weren't competitive. And it starts with game one. And look, when you have 30 strikeouts, you know, in a series, you ain't doing something right. That ball's down the middle. Look, you get a sac fly out of this from your best hitter, but that ball was right down the middle. You have a chance on the road to knock the fire right out of a team that should have won that game, right? Talking about the Brewers. This right here, another situation. These things happen, I get it. But these are the best players in the middle of your order. The bats just weren't quality enough for them to get the job done. Game one, running scoring position, 1 for 5. It's just not going to cut it, especially when you have the players that the Rockies do. And they bank on these guys, Trevor Story's coming through. When you look at the strikeouts, look, you can live with putting the ball in play. That's what we're taught. Put the ball in play and let the defense make mistakes. But when you have strikeouts, you see the frustration from the guys. Chris Iannetta, I mean, that's hard to do. Look, I've never tried that in my 18 years. That's just not the offense we've seen. It was tremendous over the course of the season. They allowed their pitchers to go out there and sort of breathe a little bit, not to pitch perfect. And in this series, every pitcher that touched that mound knew the circumstances and knew, excuse me, that they had to pitch perfect.
Yeah.
Good job.
The Rockies were hitless in their last 14 at-bats of this series with runners in scoring position. The bullpen gets a ton of credit for the Milwaukee Brewers, and rightly so. But Wade Miley was special on Sunday.
Yeah, just to your point of the Brewers, 15 in the third innings, and they only gave up 2 runs. The opposing team the Rockies hit only 151 against that bullpen. That's nice to have. But, yeah, Wade Miley today. Did you expect him to have the type of outing that he had today? He ends up going 4 2/3 innings, only 3 hits, just 1 walk, and only 2 strikeouts. But take a look at the location of all of his pitches. This guy has transformed himself into a new pitcher. He started in Double-A in Biloxi this season. He ends up pitching the decisive game in the LDS right here. It's amazing what he has been able to do, and how has he been able to do it? He's throwing his cutter 42%